All right, guys, in today's video, JT and I are going over one of the biggest faults during the backswing and how to fix that, which really is going to help you with your consistency of contact, having a golf swing that shows up day in and day out. We talk about what we see, this issue that comes up all the time. So sit back, enjoy this one, implement it, and give yourself a more consistent swing that shows up out on the golf course. Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the hanger training aid. I absolutely love this. I firmly believe that this is good for every single golfer. This hanger here creates and controls what I think is the most important part of the swing, which is the wrist angle. It snaps right on. It takes me probably 30 seconds to put on. I can put it right in my golf bag, and best of all is you can hit balls with it. You can actually hit balls with it. So I love this hanger training aids. Look at when I do that well, how that sits on my forearm. Now watch when I cut my wrist, how that comes off. Immediate feedback for where my wrist angle is at. No one that can have too flat of a left wrist. One of the few things that all good ball strikers have, we're trying to have. Flat left wrist, right? Super easy to use, incredible immediate feedback. With the coupon code GogornoGolf.com, it's only $59. You're gonna absolutely love it. We'll put all the details down in the description down below. Number one backswing killer. Let's start simple.
Very simple.
What is the number one backswing killer that we see?
It's really going to be the lead shoulder getting away from the ground or the lack of left side bend.
The lack of left side bend. So if I demonstrate, the number one backswing killer we see looks something like this here?
Yes, and so, exactly. And so what this does and why this is such a big killer and is so chaotic is if you keep your plane, Eric, where are you going to swing? Yeah, exactly.
Level.
So you're going to miss the ball by
quite a bit.
4 feet.
Yeah.
And so in order to hit the ball from there, what would you have to do? Just to like, not even the ball, what would you have to do to just hit the ground? Yeah, exactly. And so this is what we see very, very common amongst average golfers, amateur golfers. This is what we see.
So JT explained this to me before, and I think this is such a beautiful concept. The biggest issue we see is this lack of left side bend, which we'll go through, and we'll give you the drill on how to fix it. But this look, we see it all the time. I literally watch JT explain this probably every day, right? Like it's literally daily.
Yeah.
So we're up here like this. Now, if I just swung from there, I'm on a plane this way. So my brain, JT said, was like, Eric, well, how would you get down to the ball from there? This is off camera. And it's like, well, I would have to re-bend or forward bend here. And then I've got no right side bend during the downswing. And JT said, hey, for you to have good right side bend, so key during the downswing, you have to, in fact, have left side bend during the backswing.
Exactly.
So I guess I think that's such a beautiful thing. If we just say side bend, and talk me through like what that is. If I'm standing here like this.
Yeah, so this is a really easy feel to do side bend. You would just stand up completely straight, try to have your arms kind of right at your side, almost right on the seams of your pants. And then what you want to do is reach down and touch your left knee without bending forward any. Yes, exactly. And without using your hips. So a miss would be like, yes, exactly. And you're not really side bending. So
okay, so my right hip can't go this way.
Your right hip can't go out.
And how far down am I going?
You're going really as far as you can go. Just exaggerate it. And you're leaning forward a little bit. So make sure you keep your posture, stay back so you can feel the stretch.
JT, take it easy.
There you go. Yeah, that's better. So now we're getting some side bend. You see you get some expansion here, some crunch there.
So I think I'm doing like a oblique crunch.
Exactly, oblique crunch. Like if you had a kettlebell or a medicine ball or something in your hand.
Okay, I would just be going down this way.
Yeah.
So my hip can't go this way, and my chest shouldn't go this
forward.
Way.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that's what I'm supposed to feel during my backswing.
Yes, and that's step one.
Yeah. Now, okay, go ahead. You're like, what? That doesn't look like a backswing, JT.
Yeah.
So what do I do with this?
Yes. So now after you get to that point, left hand is by your left knee. You're just going to take your left hand and you're going to try to get it on the other side of your right knee.
This way.
Exactly, and you can reach even farther. Yep. There you go. Great.
And that's adding the turn piece
component
to it. Okay. Now, why am I doing this part first?
Most people, when they add in the turn first, if they do try and feel side bend, it's really just flexion, meaning they just kind of lean forward with their body. Their pelvis goes back and their chest just gets closer to the ground, but there's actually no change in their spine to the bend.
Okay. It's almost like fake.
Yeah.
Fake like tilting.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm going back there and I feel that, and so if I take that into a swing and I go here like this, I'm trying to blend that left shoulder towards my left hip with the turning, right? So I should be feeling that same crunch.
Yes.
So let's see if I can do it the correct way. So here's the bad again. Let's do the bad. The bad's left shoulder high, no side bend, head way off compared to where I started. And then this way. And the good would be I'm feeling that left side crunch. Yeah, man, it's super easy to feel.
Exactly, yeah.
How do I know if I've done it enough, too much, that sort of stuff? Like, is it as simple as keep my head in the circle?
A little bit. I would say that if you kind of start with doing the left side bend first.
Let me hit one with that, Jay. Keep going. I just want to hit one.
You can definitely use like some lines on your head or put a circle around your head with video to get some feedback. But the main thing is you should see your lead shoulder start to get closer to your belt line, I guess, from this face-on view. That's what you'll see.
Yep.
If your lead shoulder gets, so if you go back and do this wrong, Eric, and get the left shoulder flat, you'll see how much space we can see here. So there's a ton of space in between his belt and his shoulder. Versus if you go back and you do the left side bend better, you'll see how from that view, the shoulder looks a lot closer to the belt line. So that would be a good reference point as well. So something around your head to help you understand you're not going too far down.
And I might be like, I think in practice too, if someone goes this way, from both of the views, because I like drawing the circle on the head.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
I think for simplicity's sake, if I overdid this, you would see the head work this way, and from this angle it'd work back.
Yeah.
Right. So I would see the head go to the right of the circle, and then off the line I started.
Yes.
And I think we would agree that like good side bend when blended in would be my head stays more or less in this circle, and my forehead stays more or less in the line. So if I overdid it, like if I did just side bend with no turn, I would go forward. And if I overdid it from this with too much of the kind of fake tilt, I would actually go down and forward, right?
Exactly, yes, you'll go down and forward.
I kind of go like this way.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you be okay with, though, in practice, I know one of our members posted, I think yesterday, about an exaggeration, they might need to feel as though it's wild amount of side bend, just so that on camera it looks normal.
Absolutely, yeah. You really want to overdo it as much as you can. And the head going forward really isn't the worst thing like that, especially if you're someone who struggles with the head moving off the ball and getting too flat. So if you feel no turn and just side bend, that's completely fine to take the club back that way.
So I'm feeling this without let me get I gotta work my posture, JT. My hip goes, I'm feeling that.
Yes.
That's kind of what I'm feeling with my normal motion. Okay. Head staying basically in the circle. And obviously I'm not doing just the side bend, I'm also turning along with that. So a little bit of a left side oblique crunch.
Yeah, and kind of the big concept we want to put together with this is to understand that on the backswing, we're basically making the club hit the ground, meaning we're making it steep, and then on the downswing, we're making it shallow. So most golfers do the opposite, right? And we see this all the time online. Every group, every coach will say, your club is going back too flat. It's going to come steep over the top. Most of the time, again, that's a shoulder issue. If my shoulder turns back too flat, the club is also going to get flat. So, and then it's going to have to steepen on the way down. So again, when we get that shoulder down, also helps the pitch of the shaft get a little bit steeper, which again helps us shallow it. So the main broad concept of the brain when we're doing this is, hey, we want to steepen the club on the way back. We're building in the fact that it's going to hit the ground on the backswing. We don't want to be building in hitting the ground on the downswing.
Yes.
We want to be taking that out on the downswing. So we want to build in the steepness with the left side bend, and then we're going to take out the steepness by right side bending.
That's such a humongous concept that I think is so simple. It's one of those things when I watch Jim Roney does well, which is like, that's a monumental thing you just said for the golf swing, but it's said so simply that I think a lot of people miss it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to just repeat that.
Yeah.
So the idea is I want to steepen the backswing elements.
Yep.
So that I have to, this is my natural education, unsteepen,
Yeah.
right? Get out of those during my downswing. And that's where all of the good right side bend comes in, the shallowing, the shaft, etc.
And the ability to do that,
If I don't steepen in the backswing, up, back this way, my brain's going to need to steepen coming down. Shaft out, no side bend. If I don't steepen in the backswing, I'm going to have to steepen coming down.
Yeah, in a variety of ways.
Let me say it one more time.
Yeah.
If I do steepen in the backswing, side bend, neutral, then I have to get out of that, which is all those good side bend things.
Exactly.
I hope that hits because that's such a big, you know what I mean? It's almost too simple.
It's so simple, but it's a really broad concept, and just understanding that can really change, the intent of hitting this golf ball.
So I'm really, as I'm doing that, I feel that left side crunch, And I feel this right side stretch.
Lengthening, yeah, like almost a string being pulled up like in the middle of your ribs.
Yeah.
Pulling that up, absolutely.
Got it. Dude, that's such a good concept. We might have to like text that on the screen and just kind of like leave it there.
Yeah.
Right, like a
For
rinse and repeat.
seconds,
Ah, it's so good. And that's when you're working with someone, it just kind of starts that simple, right? I'm kind of feeling that left side crunch.
So good.
Yeah, it's solid. That's smoke too, even for me.
Yeah.
So left side bend, #1 backswing killer. Lack of left side bend.
Back left side.
Steepen the backswing so you can shallow the downswing.
And it's such a big root cause. You know, it's so awesome for us to start with something that can fix a lot of issues. That's always our goal. I think when we're teaching, you know, we're doing the Facebook group, always trying to fix the root cause so we get a lot of freebies. And fixing the left side bend gives us a ton of freebies on the way down. So.
And like some players can get out of anything, but the majority of players, if you see an issue coming down, there's probably something going on earlier.
Exactly.
#1 backswing killer, JT, that was killer. God, I hope that that concept sticks, because that was so good. We're gonna put a card on the screen for a similar style YouTube video if you guys enjoyed that. We'll also put the logo, GogornoGolf.com, so JT can yell at you about side bend as well. See you there. Thanks, dude.
You got it.
It's killer.